Heidi Shaffer. I'm the SheSays editor, and welcome to What She Says. Today I have LaurelLee Loftsgard of The Form with me and Anna Larson, also of The Form. And we are talking about this new study that came out on whether or not men and women can have platonic relationships, be friends. And the study says no, it can't happen. There's a few caveats to it, but generally it says no, it doesn't work out. Usually there's some sort of relationship involved that goes beyond just friends. So in your experience, what do you guys think?
I think it's totally possible. One of my best friends is a guy. We did date on and off for a few years, but we started as friends and we ended as friends, and we still think, we were never meant to date. We were meant to be best friends, and we are, and we're both in other relationships now, and we're happy for each other, and I think you just kind of have to get to that point. I think it's subjective. I don't think you can say.
But that gets back to the point. I mean, at some point in your relationship, it wasn't platonic.
That's true.
So.
And they always say that you're gonna marry. They say to marry your best friend, and so if that's the stigma and saying you want to marry the person that you can be best friends with, then I don't know. It's really hard because I have a couple really good guy friends, but one of my relationships with one of my friend relationships. It's still a little bit weird because they wanted to be more than friends and I didn't want to. I want to stay friends. And then when you have that discord, then it's weird after that too. In your case, it's awesome that you guys are friends again, but it's really hard to go back to that, especially if you date. There's always still some of that tension, I feel. Mm-hmm. As much as you want it almost brings me back to How I Met Your Mother. Nothing like that ever actually happens. You can't date everyone in the same group and then still hang out all the time. It
doesn't work out that well.
As awesome as it would be, it just doesn't really.
Well, and when I think about it, all of my best friends are women, and I don't know if it's because we have just a lot in common, but I'm not saying that I couldn't have a male friend that, we were just friends, but in general, I tend to be friends with women. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. And Anna's story doesn't help prove the point because you guys dated at one point.
We did, but I think some people still find it hard to believe that, we can look at each other like, I look at him like a brother. I really do, and so does my family. And I think some people still, I don't think you really grasp it until you experience it, and then you're like, oh, yeah, we can totally be just friends.
That's right.
And it's hard because there's a stigma for guys, too. If they have all girlfriends, then people think that they're gay or something like that because they don't have any guy friends where maybe they just get along better with women. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like I said, it depends on each relationship because, my friendship with that one guy was weird, but I also am still really good friends with other guys, too, where it's not weird.
But then there comes also that hurdle. If your best friend is a guy or a guy's best friend is a girl, then how does your significant other handle that?
Yeah,
and I think it takes a pretty awesome person to be okay with it, just because I think there is still a lot of sort of stigma around a guy and girl just being friends.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it probably comes down to the trust level that a couple has with each other anyway. But,
I used to get mad at my guy friends, too, because we would talk about if any of us started dating someone. I'm like, I'd still hang out with you guys. And they're like, well, we probably wouldn't be able to hang out with you that much. I'm like, I just said I'd hang out with you, and then you said that you wouldn't hang out with me. But, in hindsight, I suppose I'd understand, but that's really hard, too, where that wouldn't happen with women. Your girlfriend gets a boyfriend. Hopefully you can still hang out with her and it not be weird. Whereas in the other situation, it doesn't work out that way.
It is unfortunate that way, Well, thanks for coming today, girls. This was a good talk. And tune in next week for our next episode of What She Says on Inform.com.